If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I hope you like being trapped, because if you don't, you might have a panic attack, because we are on the cusp of officially being locked into America. Now, they made it official today that no Americans are allowed to travel into the European Union. Other countries like Australia are forbidding Americans from going over there. Obviously, what we originally had heard was Americans would be quarantined. Now they're not letting anyone. They show this bogus chart, which is pretty hilarious. The European Union, how low the rates are from the outbreak compared to the United States, which of course had that huge uptick on Memorial Day weekend. Just like I said 100 times over, they would just come out after Memorial Day, after they said, okay, people can go to the beach and do this stuff, and then blame it on the people for the way they behaved because they didn't social distance, they didn't wear their masks. And then they have to take responsibility now as they take more and more of our rights away. This is the way it's going to continue to go. Sooner or later, it's not even going to be about traveling into other countries. It's going to be about traveling into other states. There's going to be border patrol on state lines. And you're not allowed to cross in. Oh, you're coming from Arizona. Well, Arizona is now a hotbed. Or Florida. You can't cross over. You can't come anywhere near this state. Turn around and head home. It won't even be the way it was with quarantines. You just won't be allowed to cross over. And you'll be trapped in your states. And this is part of this, what I call it, it's a smoke out or a squeeze, right? They're squeezing everybody. This is to get everybody to continue to just feel the stress, the anxiety, and the pressure that everybody is feeling from everything that they're doing. The taking away of normal activities, like even going to a restaurant, gone. Forcing you to put something on your face that you don't want to wear. Most people can't even breathe in it and being forced to breathe back CO2. I mean, things that are just aren't healthy for you in the first place, forcing it on us. And they're going to take it away when they bring in the vax. And that's the point. They need to smoke everyone out to a point where they can go through their data and they can say, okay, the data shows now that 70% of Americans, 80% of Americans, 90% of Americans are willing to take the shot in order to go back to living their life. They want to travel again, and they'll be allowed to. And then eventually with the 10%, what they'll do, the people who refuse to get it, at first they're not going to make it mandatory, but they're going to say there's another uptick, and people who received the shot are still, are getting sick again because of these people who refuse to get the shot because they're carriers of it. So they'll even admit that the shot itself doesn't fully protect you. Like we've already heard Fauci say over and over, well, we hope it has a success rate of like 100%, a success rate of 70-something%. And they talk about how the flu shot success rate's under 50. And that's what they're going to do, to smoke everyone out to get it. So U.S. tourists are now excluded from visiting the European Union. After today, they finalized the list of 15 safe countries for travel to member states on Tuesday. The EU has published a list of recommendations for which nationalities should be allowed to enter its borders, and the U.S. is not included. This makes perfect sense, right? Because they were opening up. Some people were thinking, hey, it's all calmed down. I could go on vacation now. Nope, you ain't going anywhere. You're still sitting at home. Just like what we'll eventually see with the sports coming back. They're giving people this little taste like, oh, baseball is going to be back. Oh, you don't think they're going to have a massive fake outbreak and suddenly baseball is going to get canceled because a team like the Yankees or the Red Sox, the whole team ends up getting it? Nope, and we got to shut the team down. So what do we do with their schedule? And the other team, oh, we got to close it all down. And then more and more people just go, oh my goodness, there's nothing to do. There's nothing to watch. There's nothing. I want to travel. Oh, I can't even cross my state borders and go here or there. They're talking about casinos reopening in Atlantic City and Las Vegas. Have fun. Have fun social distancing and being mandatory wearing masks in the casino and these other places. It's not the same. Nothing will be the same until everybody caves. And that's what this is about. It's about making you cave. Now, I know that you guys who listen to my channel aren't going to cave, for the most of you, except the trolls who listen, who are more than willing participants in getting this shot, which they know nothing about, shoved in their flesh. have at it, have a good time. But we're not. And unfortunately, we're going to have to endure. And that's what sucks about it. I like to go, who doesn't like to go to national parks or things like that to escape and just see nature? Well, hope you live in a state that has national parks. But guess what? When the vax comes out, the restrictions are going to be lifted for those people and not for people such as me and you. They're just not. They're not going to have to make it mandatory because people are going to demand that we get it, because the stories that you're going to hear that come out are that those of us who aren't people who took the shot are making people sick still, and we're being selfish, just like we hear with social distancing, right? Social distancing saves lives, and people who aren't social distancing are putting everyone else at danger, right? Putting the blame on everyone else. Meanwhile, they don't come out with anything that tells, we all know it's not real, but they don't come out with any data that shows you any progress, right? And nobody gets mad and goes, this is BS, man. How come there's no progress? How come there's no this? Because they're going, well, we just have to wait for the shot because it's the only thing that's going to work. Because listen, people are just going to get used to social distancing and it's going to become normal even after they get their shots, because they're going to go, look, we still recommend you always social distance from now on because there's still going to be carriers. It's never going to 100% be gone. That's what they're going to say. So they're saying the U.S. has recorded more cases and deaths than anywhere in the world at almost 2.6 million cases and more than 126,000 deaths, according to figures from Johns Hopkins University. If anyone wants to believe that. The decision is based on whether a country has a similar or better situation than Europe, as well as comparable hygiene and containment measures. The EU has recommended that member states offer entry to China, where the virus originated, on the condition of reciprocal arrangements. The other 14 countries allowed in are Algeria, Australia, Canada, Georgia, I guess the country, Japan, Montenegro, Morocco, New Zealand, Rwanda, Serbia, South Korea, Thailand, Uruguay, and Tunisia. I think I'm saying that correctly. Data for the U.S. shows that the new cases in at least 36 states are trending upwards compared to the previous week. Data from where? Nobody even knows anyone who's getting tested for you know what I mean? I don't know a single person that's taken the test. Quite frankly, and if I don't want to know, because I'll just be like, why would you ever even do that? And they're like, oh, I have to because I work in a warehouse or a factory. Well, you don't have to do anything. It's pretty ridiculous that they're requiring this stuff, but that's the way the world is headed now. And it's just about standing your ground from here on out and not letting them wear you down. Remember, as Christians, we have to endure. You have to. God put us here this time, like I said, over and over for a reason. And that's to endure. If we couldn't endure, God wouldn't have put us here at this time. He knew that we can endure. And trust me, I have days where I'm worn out. I've taken 2 stretches this month where I haven't done videos for a few days because I've completely been mentally just drained. And people have said, that I've come back, even came back, they say, you don't sound too great. And I'm just drained. I'm tired. I'm mentally exhausted. And I don't want to do videos that are going to be at 1% of quality where I'm not passionate about it. I'm just doing it to do it. I'm not just going to do a video so I can go, oh, here's a video. Yay, I'm here. Physically, this is all draining. And the fact that they're continuing to, this is one of the things that I hate. It's like, getting locked in a small closet or something, right? With claustrophobia. That's what it's starting to feel like. They're just kind of squeezing us in tighter and tighter, right? The songs, like the walls are closing in. Because they are. Because where you can go from this point on is going to be dictated on whether or not, whatever they tell us. And people still won't fight back. And that's thanks to the fluoride, to the mind control, to the distractions of the stuff going on with BLM and all this other just distractions that are going on. People are not realizing that underneath their breath, they're taking away their rights. We can't have that. But unfortunately, they're just doing it. So make sure you endure. Realize that there's going to be more travel restrictions. There's going to be state restrictions. And it's all going to come down to squeezing you into getting the shot. And don't give in to it. I want to remind everybody, please, if you haven't, check out my website at callforanuprising.com. Just posted a video over there about our good old friends in Bageltown, as well as the Balfour Declaration with Lord Rothschild. Trying to just make things easier for people to understand. A lot of people have a hard time understanding everything going around Bagelville and what the Bible says in regards to it. But people need to understand who the synagogue of Satan is, and it's very important stuff. So check it out if you haven't. Check out the website. And again, you could always unsubscribe if you don't like it. It's $2.99 a month. If you go there and you don't like it or you don't end up using it, just unsubscribe. It's no big deal. But look, eventually you hear all these news stories about these YouTube channels going bye-bye. All they got to do is label it white supremacist. And they easily are going to do that to anyone they want. Even though this isn't a white supremacist channel, I support black people 100%. And I support a ton of people, black people who have channels. They'll come here and they'll say that because I'm saying that, we can't buy into the stuff that we're being fed from the media. And they're like, oh, that's white supremacy. I mean, it's a joke. So that's why the website's a safe place. But if you haven't checked it out, please consider doing so. And again, the Patrons, because of you, it's extremely important, and it keeps this channel going with all the demonetization and things that have happened to this channel. So thank you so much. The end of the month's a really important time. A lot of people end up, backing out of being patrons. I hope you guys will stick around and hope more people will consider becoming patrons. And I hope everybody out there who is dealing and enduring and stressed out and has anxiety, I hope and pray that you could just endure and take it. We're all going through it together. So love you guys. Be safe from, I guess, just yourselves at this point. I don't know. Be safe from exhaustion and wearing out. Make sure you read scripture and make sure you keep your head right and not fall into the trap of believing any of this stuff they're telling you, because it's not true. I thank you again. God bless all of you and your families.